Is that a thought?
But I guess the problem is quite hard to justify when it is a sort of hint for people to do something or the influence. Like for example, if they share an idea but they don't actually do it, if they say something like, or if I can give you an example, the January 6th inauguration, Donald Trump, he was quite insightful with his words and to his followers to the point where they actually broke into the Capitol to do all those things to kind of like, it was a very dark day for democracy on the day. They tried to overthrow everything and tried to, in their mind, I believe that the whole election was rigged, right, which was not entirely based on facts at all. So do you not feel that even though Donald Trump didn't specifically ask anyone to do anything, just him spreading the idea that his election was fake and that he will be thrown out of the presidency because of this, would that not be sort of like a cause for action?
We have to be very careful here. When a politician goes into an election and he feels that the election is rigged, right? In America, you can say that Donald Trump is incitement of violence, right? But what happens in places like Myanmar? Is justifiable to say that she incites violence?
I think because
I mean, obviously, we all know that the results were obviously faked, right? But in America, they have a proper judicial, proper political polling system, or at least you're supposed to believe that that's the case, and that's really just the main difference. If the results were so openly protested, right? They were openly protested in Myanmar for a very good reason, because why would people just not like just take this L sitting down? They obviously know that the whole government is corrupted. Why shouldn't they have their say? Whereas in America, you have all these due processes set up in place. There's a more democratic way to go about solving these situations. Later on, Goh Singh talks about Myanmar has these democratic processes too, where you can go through the court system and appeal. But obviously, if the whole court system and the whole country is ran by the junta themselves, there's going to be a clash of interest, right? So even yeah, sure, you can appeal, but they'll just throw your appeal. So it's weird that he's trying to make this comparison to a whole different country with very, very different contexts.
On her circumstances, it is much more believable. Whereas Donald Trump tried to have a lawsuit and he failed both times in court and he was rejected. Like I think his lawyer kind of gave up on the case as well.
Well, they actually can have lawsuit in my house, but whether you believe the judgment, so it's still back to perception. You feel that in one place you can be done that, in the other place you don't accept it to be done because of perception that America should be a fairer judiciary or a fairer system, right? That's perception.
I would have both actions, but then I would be able to understand why in Myanmar they would kind of, because it's literally a military dictatorship, whereas the US was democracy. So based on that premise, then I would be able to see, okay, like his actions were totally wrong and should be condemned for like his sort of dog whistling to his supporters in that sense. That's just, it's quite inexcusable. Like I would reason why I would be in support of even if that was right.
It actually reminds me of a debate that I always have of dictatorship or authoritarian system, right? So why authoritarian system? Yeah. Still people would
see, like I have no idea why. Okay, so he lost on the Myanmar point, and then now he has to pivot away. He lost on the Myanmar point, and now he has to pivot away to talking about things in Singapore and things about the political system. There's no real relevance to what my question was. Was that, was he wrong for doing that? Should he be punished for doing that? It's a very simple question.
Have anyone said that it cannot be trusted, or if any opposition party member say that he actually free, it believable or unbelievable? That's all. But the other debate I have is actually about China. Like, a lot of people say, oh, China is a dictatorship. No, it is put to election, the CCP will lose. But I can tell you, when you go to China, you talk to most of the people, you take a poll, like secret poll, like, a lot of people actually support the CCP.
Yeah, I mean, those polls, I think that he's referencing are mostly government-run polls, so obviously they would kind of, do you really trust? Yeah, I mean.
They wanted that dictatorship. Right? For what reasons? It's for actually nationalistic and national pride reason. Because to them, in no other instances in history, China can be so strong. And they believe that it is CCP which have brought them to this stage. Right? But for Democrats like us, you see, bullshit, or they are dictated, they should be the bad guys. And they will be overthrown very easily. Right? But it's not true in China. You see, there's a cultural difference in people's thinking. Right? So even in Myanmar, I would not discount the fact that there are people who supported the UK. Why? Because people who wanted stability.
Yeah, but who cares if a group of people supports the military or not? That doesn't give them the right to mess up the whole democratic processes of election like that, right?
It is when we go into in understanding cultural differences, how culture actually can change, or rather make difference in the belief whether democracy is good or not, is actually quite shocking. Because I've been to China. Of course, they'll talk about the culture they don't like and all that. But when I ask them, do you hate CCP? They tell me no. Will you support CCP? They'll say yes, in spite of all the corruption. Because of that, the corruption is an individual official's problem. But in terms of the country's status, without CCP, they do not think that they can keep the whole country intact. They will break into pieces.
Brainwash.
So they are very multidimensional of how we perceive and how very different the now people will actually think. So a lot of people talk about this empowerment coming for decades in the internet. They are paid, right? Actually, a lot of them are not paid. They actually did it on their own. Even in Singapore, we have a substantial number of people from China, new citizens or new migrants, economic migrants. We talk to them. They are very proud of CCP. Right? Something that we can understand as a person who are so believe in checks and balances, democracy, that we can understand. So yet again, I have to caution, when you place a judgment call, who to believe and who not to believe, and we have to place a context into the cultural setting and the people. Because If you believe the government is for the people, then you must believe what the people think, what their people think matters for us.
So
as for Donald Trump, right? He has his followings, definitely. He has his followings, right? He might think, because we are not on the ground in US to actually understand the electoral processes, right? The system of mail-in voting and how it can be rigged or gained. The system of voting, we are not clear. So I will refrain from making judgment about it because politicians will have their rhetorics. They will say what is beneficial. But for us, if we are really interested in the truth, we will have to look at the truth. The matters and examine whether the whole electoral system, whether it's flawed, with flaws inside. Of course, I'm not supporting Donald Trump. I think it's good that he's being voted out. But to me, we have to be very clear. He has his right to claim what he believes that the election will be. Of course, we will also respect the judges. But the judges are quite politicized. As you know, how they appoint the federal judges, it depends on whether it's the Democrats or Republican. Very few neutrals. So again, no system is perfect. But as long as we believe that there's enough checks and balances, the institutional separation of power is installed, I think we have to take it as Donald Trump talking nonsense. Or whether he's talking nonsense is an attempt to incite violence for it to happen on the riot. That is another matter after all. If you want to link that and say he should be jailed for that, I think that's a bit far off. Right?
Even if the lawsuits came back and then it was dismissed by the courts that he had no basis to make this claim and that he was spreading dangerous information, do you not feel that he should be accountable for the things that happened on January 6th, or he should be stopped?
In Singapore, it's the same. When the opposition or activists being charged in court found guilty, like, doesn't mean that we have to believe that he's really guilty.
For the sake of the argument, let's say it is established that he was really just talking off his ass, that he was rigged in this election and that he was just maybe sulking over his loss with Joe Biden.
Yes, he can make his okay. Now, a judge can make his judgment. We cannot say he's biased or not, because that will be a contempt of court, right? But for us, we can actually say we disagree with the judgment. Based on what? He still put up his logic. Whether you believe or not, like, that's another matter. But are you really saying that we should actually deprive him of that right? Or making his view that he disagrees with the judgment or disagree with judges?
I think with his power influence, he should be more careful with his words, because it has been not like one time or two times, there have been a couple of tweets and a couple of videos where he was kind of whistling to his fan base saying that we must take actions to our own hands, and there was correspondence like that. Right?
Yes. Well, that's precisely. If he actually says that means he says, you must take in your own hands to do something about it, right? That is incitement of violence. But he just say that, go and write to your legislators and all that, complain that is not incitement of violence. It depends very well on what he said. Right? But if he did not ask people to kill people or go for riot, but people actually misinterpret it or take it in their own hands, then it's a very different thing. So in law, in all fairness, in law, if you want to say that he's guilty of something.
Law though, what about the law though? What did the law say though? See, so at the end of it, he still isn't answering my question at all. He says, okay, if it's not an unbroken law, or if it's not in the law, it's a grey area, then whatever goes. But that's not ideal, is it?
Right.
And my question was, does it make it right? Should we do something about it, even if it's not in the law? Like, for instance, leaking someone's nudes was probably not in the law before, but we as a society know whether that's right or wrong to do, right?
You must have a very direct link. Right? But you cannot deprive him of the right to say that he believes the judgment is wrong. Right? So if in legal terms, he still can say the judgment is wrong. He still can say that the judgment is wrong. But he cannot say the judge is biased, because that will be a contempt of court. So there's a very clear line where you draw. Whether you think that what he's doing is actually, you can say that what he's doing is wrong, right? But you cannot say that we must use the law to shut him up.
So where would the responsibility lie, in your opinion? Do you think it should be with the individual who is misinterpreting what he's saying, or do you think it's with the person who comes up to say it and spread ideas? Because the people who are at the right themselves were saying that this is what Donald Trump told me to do. So how would you kind of put who should be responsible for this and who should be?
He said, if a person said Donald Trump tell you to do, but did Donald Trump actually tell you to go and chong the bill?
So yeah, there was no specific instruction. So it's very open to interpretation, right?
Yes. So as a judge, when you go to court, the lawyers ask, what exactly did Donald Trump tell you to do? Right? And the court comes to the conclusion, actually Donald Trump didn't tell you to chong the bill. It's you who took the initiative. Right? It's very difficult to actually pinpoint on the responsibility of that. Right? And you are the one who actually chong and create trouble and then you have to be responsible for it. Right? So I think Donald Trump is people who are legally trained will use a loophole. They know where the line is drawn. Right? They know exactly where the line is. They will never cross the line. But it can be so grey area that he knows that people will actually interpret what he says in certain ways. Not all, but some people interpret. Right? The fanatics. But yet the law cannot touch him. Because law is very specific. What you say, is what you say. What people think is what people think. You cannot tell people not to think that way.
Right. Which I guess my question, if I could rephrase, is like, I understand that the law kind of is more protective of him in this case rather than to actually penalize anything specifically. But do you think there should be certain things that could maybe put in place to curb such things from happening again? Or do you think that anyone should say anything they want, any idea is fine, neo-Nazism, pedophilism can be talked about, can be shared, can be expressed, and people who buy into those ideas, maybe the less educated, who actually believe that, oh yes, we should be a Nazi, we should be racist, blah, blah, blah. Do you think, for ideal society to function, do you not see any like...
The ideal society to function is for the silent majority of ignorance. If somebody has a neo-Nazism idea that keep talking about it, and those who disagree do not want to come to and debunk it, to go against it, say you're wrong, and less people are talking about it, but you let the small minority to actually carry out their so-called spreading this idea, actually, you'll come to a breaking point. So in a mature society, people should not keep quiet. Right? Of course, the easiest way is actually use the law. That's kind of. But if you do that, their cost to the society. Because when a government start to enjoy such power, such power will be abused. Right? They can use the same logic again and again, right? To curb. It's just like Kofma,
Yep.
It's just like Kofma. Kofma.
See, it's quite funny when you brought it up, because it's exactly what I wanted to talk about regarding his POFMA and regarding his like abuse of free speech.
It's supposed to be about the truth, right? That means you want to cut the truth, the people falsehood. You can only say people are not telling the truth if and only if you know the truth, right? If you do not know the truth, how will you know what is the fake, the falsehood? A lot of times, the system keeps shifting and changing until that you do not even need to explain you know the truth. You just say that what I say is the truth. And that's exactly what POFMA is about. And that's exactly what the fact checker are doing. So called in Facebook. They are supposed to fact check. Right? But fact check must know the truth first. But they are actually attacking on opinions. They are actually attacking on what people believe is the truth when nobody knows what is true. So when you have this little power that you set in, when you enjoy the power is a very addictive thing. When you enjoy the power, it becomes so addictive that you start to manipulate a bit, shift the position a bit, and you start to shut everybody up. So you must be very careful each and every time that you want to accept a law. It says, okay, if people say this, we lock them out, I say. Is that the only way? That is not the only way. I do not think that is the only way. Why? If you have a nurtured society, when most people are actually educated, have a basic education, right? A basic faculty of logic and reasoning. And in fact, a conservative society. When somebody talk rubbish, more people come out and come down here. Right? That time. The danger is when the majority becomes silent. And you don't want to don't bother. It's not rubbish, I don't bother. I don't want to debunk it, I don't want to debate. And that is when you allow all these ideas, dangerous ideas, to actually grow. So you have to choose whether you want a vibrant democracy, a vibrant society that actually constantly debate and get consensus, or.
So the thing about this whole idea that debate will solve everything, right? I used to believe that wholeheartedly. That's why I'm a big fan of open discussions, anyone saying anything they want, free speech. But then there comes a point, right, where it's not so simple. I think it's super oversimplified to say that the debate will solve everything. Take this whole entire video, this whole entire discussion by itself. I don't think it will convince most people in their positions who are already at both extremes. One, and two is that sure you might recruit some new people into your camp after you've seen who has the better arguments. Yours truly. But with the whole thing, right, of this debate will solve everything, it doesn't really change much in my opinion, because a lot of normies or people who are ignorant, people who want to verse on the subject, right, as you would see in the comment, and I screenshotted as well, people actually listening and not knowing so much on this subject matter, not being challenged on it before, not having a lot of skin in the game, not having a wider perspective of how things work, may look up to Goming Singh after this interview. Even though he comes off very weak and he comes off he basically took this whole thing lying down, in my opinion. Like, he wasn't very brash with his words, there was no aggression. Where was the ego and where was the whole confidence that he had in saying that the vaccine doesn't work? In this video, he was so humble, he was not making any of those claims. He sort of backed away, sort of saying, this is just my opinions. He doesn't provide any data, any statistics, even though he's a very data and statistic driven person, right? So it's just, at the end of it, right, I think you really need to have a certain law that comes in where you can be held. You should have consequences for your freedom of speech. Can you go to law? If you're able to debate it and you're able to, have statistical backings and evidence to what you're saying, then yeah, sure, you could be cleared off of all your charges. That doesn't mean that just because we have a law that wants to minimize misinformation or the lies that spread out there in the world means the government is trying to clamp down on everything. Because I think there should still be due processes set up in the judicial system to ensure that there is fairness across the board, and that at least, right, with this we are able to publicize that yes, look, this guy who made such claims online or whatever is confident, right, and is so confident that he goes to court over it, and he won his case. Look, so then we have established more credibility. Or even, right, if Govind Singh really feels that the government or the vaccine companies are in some massive conspiratorial fantasy thing where everyone's collaborating and all the world government is just forcing us this vaccine that doesn't work or it's nonsense or whatever, then he should be the one taking up his case to go forth in having a lawsuit with the government, having a lawsuit with MOH, having a lawsuit with all these companies. But the fact that he doesn't, right, just shows how much this whole, we will just debate ideas for fun. It's just really just a waste of time, doesn't really serve anyone. And you could just you could just wrongly influence the random innocent people who are just, not having too much in the game or not knowing too much about the subject matter and being like, oh yeah, you know what, Goming Singh makes a lot of sense.
You want to give such state to the power that they use whatever power to set any legislation just to shut anyone up. I don't need to. I just remain silent. I don't know what to do. So there's a cost. I believe we actually cause the thing. Singaporeans are just, okay, set the law, yes, not. Because the majority are mostly silent. Nobody is interested in having a good debate. Nobody have an interest to actually re-enhance our belief, our core values, or what is permissible and what is not permissible. I would rather have a society with people who are just like US. You say don't talk too much. Immediately people will come and come in. Right? If don't talk in Singapore, nobody is you wait for it to eventually shut it up. it's a totally different kind of social structure that I want. You see? But it's actually a very delicate balance. In my power, I also won't win because Singaporeans are too silent. They just let things happen silently. If they make song, they're also silent. Right? So I'm forced to be like, maybe, okay, I just use a big camera to smash the little fly. And that's exactly what EA is doing. So there's no right and wrong. Right? Of course, we are in this system, we always think, we must get the government to do something. Actually, we can do a lot of things. We ourselves can do a lot of things by raising our voice, by enhancing our core values to debates, to robust debates, and to come to understanding that this is not a problem. And these minorities, extreme views, are actually vital for society. Because they know that once they talk, it's not about the secret police will come. You'll be harmed straight away. Right? That's my view. Right? That's how I look at freedom of expression.
For things that are sort of more clear cut, like for example, if someone wants to say 1 + 1 is 3, right? In that case, you think that they should be off mark?
They should be laughed at, no problem. If it's too silly, you don't even think of off. Nobody will actually believe it.
Yeah, I guess that's where the danger lies when something more complicated, where people don't really understand certain things. For example, viruses, COVID, or religion, economics, Bitcoin, for example. A lot of people have been falling for a lot of Bitcoin scams because people have been seeing about it. So things like that. Do you think that we should actually enforce a certain system where people cannot just any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just say that they're expert on this or comment or give their prescriptive advice? So not only just to give their opinion, but they say you must buy this or you must this cure cancer, for example, and then they are selling a fake product, for instance.
Okay, we actually have a system of in terms of health. Okay, you are talking about Bitcoin that's scam. Right? Scam is actually a criminal offense. That means you are talking about falsehood to get money, right? And the law can deal with that. It is a scam, just like scam of a fake call and all that. It's no longer about freedom of expression. I put it back clearly, scamming.
But maybe to that person who's selling that product, they truly believe it in themselves, and then he's just saying, "I'm just expressing my opinion." Just because there's money involved doesn't mean I'm trying to scam people. But maybe the thing that he's selling is really nonsense. Like he's saying, "You buy this rock, you can kill cancer," for example. But he himself really believes it, and he's saying, "Oh, this is just my opinion. Why are you using a law to shut me down?" He can use your argument to back up his sort of position in this case. Don't you think so?
Now, in terms of cure, there is always as a statistic person. Show me the statistics. Very simple. Right? We have
also not everything that that you're saying out there needs to have a statistic, right? Like if you say something like you saw the alien today, a blue alien. What statistic are you gonna pull up? Where you gonna Google are aliens blue? No. Some rely on just first-hand accounts, right? So especially with Goming Singh, where he gives so much first-hand accounts, so many first-hand accounts. I have this friend who took the vaccine and then now he's paralyzed. I have this friend who took the vaccine and now he's dead. I have this friend who took the vaccine and then he grew 10 cm in height and now he has cancer. I don't know, whatever nonsense he has. He doesn't base this off statistics as well, which was quite a hypocritical point that he made. And in regards to if he was to agree that the scam or the consequence of misusing your freedom of speech, right, was bad, then he, logically speaking, should then be also of the same camp that if you abuse your freedom of speech and it leads to XXX consequence, then you should be punished and that should also be a crime. But he just doesn't want to admit it because he knows that if he says that, then it goes entirely against what he has been doing all this while.
The most useful vaccine is one that prevents infection and transmission. That's why we want vaccine.
Right. I mean, I think I kind of like disagree with that because I don't think for the infection rate, right, for vaccines itself is supposed to reduce it. It's not the kind of symptoms that it's supposed to have. You could say that the efficacy had dropped a lot more from what it was supposed to be. I think it was quite a high efficacy rate previously. But then the validity of those results, right, was based on like COVID-19 patients. Whereas now it's in 2022, so the virus kind of mutate. They've developed a lot more spike proteins. Like for example, Omicron has about 30 over mutations on the spike protein. So if you use the same vaccine to compare the efficacy on a different sort of mutated virus, obviously it will become less effective, don't you?
I will put the percentage this way. Now Omicron is 90% or infection. On the 100% zero. So what's the good of the vaccine?
Because
and it will never be that way, right? He's giving this hypothetical based on something that will never happen. Which yes, I get this one of the hypothetical. But then in this instance where the infection rate is not 100% or not even close to 90% with the vaccine, I mean, if he's going to give me an example where I would have to kind of agree with, right? If he's talking about purely based off infection rate, then yeah, if the infection rate is 100% with the vaccine, then it would diminish its sort of appeal, but it doesn't diminish any of its functions, which is either way with the vaccine, right? You're still going to get it 100%, you're still going to be infected, but whether the infection is asymptomatic or not, that really depends. Because when we talk about coronaviruses or viruses that are airborne, they will infect you through your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, right? Because it's mucous membrane entrances. So unless you can keep all this closed or you lock yourself down the whole day in your room every day for the rest of your life, they're bound to be infected. So some people, and then our number for this virus is so high. So I don't really care if I'm infected. Everyone's going to be affected at one point. But what can that infection do to your body if you don't have these antibodies that is given by the vaccine? That is a problem, right?
It's meant to sort of reduce the symptoms, although it's not very effective at sort of targeting spike protein because the vaccine itself has only one of 9 spike proteins. I'm not sure the other Oxford ones. So it's sort of recognizing the foreign body in your it's also why I think that I'm targeting the Omicron one.
And that actually entirely kind of hones in on his point about what if this virus evolves or what if this thing needs or just our vaccines are useless for the current evolution of where this virus trajectory is going, right? Then that's exactly why the new vaccines are coming out specifically to handle this variant, right? This Omicron variant, which is much different from, well, not that much different, but quite different from the original one, the original Alpha variant that the vaccine was based on.
When the vaccine came out, the narrative is we will have herd immunity. We will have 50% or 70% vaccinated. That is the narrative. You go check.
But I don't care what the narrative is, right? Like, who cares what the narrative is? We just want to know whether this thing is going to work or it's not, right? Even with viruses in the past, herd immunity, how do you think that was reached when we had polio? We had to take all the vaccines to reach that. It wasn't just herd immunity from just doing nothing, right? unless you want to talk about like the Spanish flu, where the vaccines weren't a thing back then. But with that, you had so many millions of deaths. You had lockdowns for ages on end, and it's just because it's not happening in our lifetime that you don't experience or you don't know that the time scale of the lockdown that we have is actually very short, right? Of course, they feel very long as a toll on your mental health, but back then, that was all that they could actually ever think about was their own livelihood and their health, which was why they had to stay down there for so long. No real cause of concern for economies. The globalization wasn't that developed yet. So yeah, unless that's the outcome that you want, then get the vaccine.
That was the damn right? That any vaccinated person that got infected, they say there's a breakthrough infection. And blah 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 blah, right? But when the time goes on, as time goes on, what happened? They find that there are too many breakthrough infections. So they change the narrative to say that, get infection, infection is okay. Right? Because what you say, less symptoms, less death, and all that. Right? Right? Yeah. But later on, when you get infected, Delta variant, the Delta variant, right? They still say that, you still over the class. Omicron came in, you look at the data. Yeah, between the vaccine and the vaccine, even with the selection bias, right? Actually, it's close enough. Right?
Which data are you looking for?
You look at Singapore data set, right? Or you look at Israel data, the Scotland data set, right? You look at so when you say the death, what you say, less symptoms, less death, right? 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 Yeah. But later on, when you get infected, Delta variant, the Delta variant, right? They still say that, you still over the class. Omicron came in, you look at the data. Yeah, between the vaccine and the vaccine, even with the selection bias, right? Actually, it's close enough. Right?
Which data are you looking for?
You look at Singapore data set, right? Or you look at Israel data set.
Okay, so according to Go Ming Sing, the Singapore data set for cases who die, right? This is closing up. Really? For 40 to 49, it only looks like the non-vaccinated are dying. 60 to 69, it looks like a huge of them are dying. Where the unvaccinated make up 2.4 of deaths, whereas the vaccinated with booster, I can't 0.035%. So what is that ratio like? So how many much more times are they dying? Let's see. Okay, 0.035, right? Compared to 2.4. They're dying at a rate of 69 more times. Mr. Go. I think that's not very mild. As you will see, all catching up. 5.7, 62 times more. Okay, 13%, goddamn. And then I'll give you a chance. Is it fully boosted without, fully vaccinated without booster? Okay, let's see. Let's do 4.5 times chance of dying without the vaccine. So not even your own squatter statistics don't prove what you're saying.
Or you look at the data set, the Scotland data set, right? You look at it. So when you say the death, right? We found something in common. The death are mostly the elderly or those who are above 50. Those who are below 50, actually, almost no death, no percentage of death. So I want to ask you, regardless of the vaccine, so why are you pushing everyone to take the vaccine? But the death only occurs with people who are pre-existing condition and the elderly.
Because the death is just one consideration. There's a big consideration, right? Which is also proven wrong. Very, very wrong. And I just showed you the numbers from the Singapore website itself. You can go do the same for UK and Shram. 100% going to tell you that's going to show the same thing. But then the other consideration is the incubation period. So that with the vaccination, your body is able to recognize it, able to curb it, you're not coughing everywhere, you're not symptomatic. So and it lowers your viral load, one, and two is that the viral duration that you're having this viral load. So sorry, the duration that you're having this viral load with, right, is also shortened by like 50%. Besides that, also, if we want to keep our economies and business running, you would have to have less super spreaders, you have to have less infection rates, yada yada yada, which everything and all the evidences that lined up shows a very, very strong case for.
Very simple question. Right? Now, you are looking at hospitalization, the ICUs. Take a look at Singapore's data. Someone just worked it out. Right? Those who are in you say, 75% are boosted, where our booster is about 70%. So is that advantage?
We don't be district strategy. So, for example, if there is a huge pool, because I think the vaccination rate in Singapore is like 95% or 80% of
there are 90, no, I think 94%.
94. So, with a huge pool or larger pool of people who are vaccinated, it's quite common to see more people entering ICU. Just for the basis that they're vaccinated.
No, those are boosted 75%. But L who are fully vaccinated, not boosted. It's not like that. You see? So by virtue, you really selective bias. Those who are vaccinated is because they are also pre-existing condition. So definitely, they will go to ICU. So you take that into consideration by roughly proceed. What is our advantage? Right? I don't have a full data set. I do not have how many those registered or are fully vaccinated are actually with pre-existing condition. I don't have data. You can it's easier to make a fair comparison. But by virtue, you come out the new booster, the second booster, so called. By the time you found that Omicron is all over, is Delta. Or Omicron 2 and Omicron 1 combined here, you Omicron. So I want to ask you, where does it stop?
I don't think it will, because if you see like other vaccine happy, BCG or whatever, we still take it. For flu also, I just might know flu shot. These viruses won't die, won't go away. So
precisely, you're right on that. You know, against vaccination, first of all, it's new technology. Secondly, no long-term data. On efficacy and safety. Efficacy, we already know. It's screwed up every 6 months because the virus will take faster than the vaccine and produce. Right? That's good. It's okay. Right? Taking an ineffective vaccine is okay, to me. What I want to say is a long-term effect of vaccine.
I have been wholly debunking. Okay? The vaccine has been here for like 3 years. So the reason why I didn't really cut him off here is that I feel he may disagree with what my version of long term is, right? Or everyone's version of long term. If we know that the vaccine is very sensitive, okay, it needs a temperature of -2 degrees with all the additives and ingredients in the bottle itself to keep the bacteria and spike protein alive. How long more would you really need to see it dissolve in your body? Okay, to me it's just a matter of months or a year at most. Because by then I'm already clear, I'm well known that if let's say the efficacy drops off at 6 months, right? I well know already the damages or the side effects that it could cause wouldn't be related to the vaccine after those couple months anymore. Next is also in regards to how your body metabolizes this vaccine itself, right? As soon as it goes into your arm and you have a sore arm, your body is actively clearing out this vaccine as soon as you take it. As soon as you take it. Once you enter any foreign object or you enter any foreign cells or items or introduce anything foreign in there, your body's immediate reaction is to wake up its immune system, send the killer T cells, B cells, memorize what's going on, create antibodies, and then so that the next time it happen again, it will be less severe. Okay, and with that being said, if it only takes like a few days or weeks to kind of remove that foreign vaccine or foreign spike protein that's in your body, replicating through your ribosomes, then what other long-term effects are there? There are none so far that we can see the vaccine. None. And it's already been 3 years. So how long more are you gonna wait? How much more data do you need to see? It's so clear at this point already. So clear. What about the vaccine long-term? If you consider 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years data you're waiting for, some of the vaccines that we're taking don't even have such a long time frame to study. In fact, our annual flu shot every year that we're taking, right, it's not based off any long-term data at all. Every year we create a new flu vaccine. It's a new flu vaccine. It has no basis or no long-term data that you can rely on. But yet we still take it. Yet we don't run away and say, oh, this is new, so we need long-term data. It's not.
Because nobody has long-term data. Anyone who tells you that they have long-term data is right? Especially for new technology. Right? So where does it lies? It leads we should actually diversify our effort. If we already find that there's no luck at the end of vaccine, and our purpose is not to kill the virus because it's going to kill us, right? So we have to think like just like the flu. Some people prefer to take vaccines, right? But there are people who have their own remedies. So when we come to this stage, come to the real realization that the thing is not going to be fully, and there are risks of AD, there are risks of turning out immune system in the long run, in taking into vaccines for 3 months. Then we have to shift. The currently have to shift because if you carry on this way, you are going to lead the 100% or 90% of serious in some unknown territory, which means that nobody knows. Even the Britons, the Americans are actually, the Europeans are very careful about it right now. Right? So I believe there is no reason for us to stick to vaccination agenda. It is time to actually move on, spend more funds and resources to look for a remedy who may not so-called kill the virus.
I'm so thankful that this man hasn't been as anywhere as influential as he has hoped to be for Singapore. Thank God we have not got him into Parliament. Thank God he has not held any high positions. I just thank whoever, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, I thank them every day.
But enhance our immune system to deal with infection. Right? I think that it should be the direction that we go. That is why I believe, because vaccination also aims to boost our immune system to fight the virus. Vaccination doesn't give you so-called cure. It never gives you a cure.
Exactly. So why can't it be both? Like, why can't I use the vaccine to boost my natural immunity and also take precautions for my own health?
Because, as I said, there's no long-term data.
Same with COVID, right?
Yeah, sure. And the world data, the people also like, are showing that
So if same with COVID, then and we know that COVID is worse than the vaccine, what for you don't just take the vaccine?
so many different types of side effects.
Yeah.
And we should be very careful about it. You know, last time when I was in I was in the pharmaceutical companies doing research, but not this research, more the market research. Whenever we have an interview with a doctor, for example, and or nurse or anyone who mentioned that he takes a certain brand of medication and that some incident happened, you know, we have to take adverse events report. That's how stringent that we took about side effects. But somehow, this COVID, we are throwing all this at the back of our mind. Never mind, you guys, it's not the vaccine. What makes you make that claim? By not even understanding the vaccine itself, you don't really understand what the vaccine will do to the body. You know? So I'm very, as a big data person, I was wow, I said, how can that be? Exactly, is a paramount in any drugs or any medical intervention for health. You have to take that for the not just vaccinations like that. It's quite horrible.
I think that's because they actually do cover your medical side effects or if you are ill from this vaccine. I know my friend where I think it's not something was a vaccine and it was all covered by.
Because all everything is codified. And when some people come here, it's not all people who are affected by vaccine are artificial channel. There are people who are paralyzed to some people, but I don't believe the numbers are so small in vaccine use.
That is a fault.
Because it's not comparable to world data. This is science. What happens in Europe, what happens in US?
What if something happens in one region compared to the world data? Why? What's what?
In Singapore,
So if it doesn't then what if the world data for AIDS is 500 per 1,000 or per 1 million people, then in Singapore also must be 500 per 1 million people. Alright.
my question, like, how can you say there's no death from vaccination? That they are death from vaccination? That's not science. That's not logical. Like, statistically it doesn't say. Like, if a person who lives in daylight science, you have a second thought, what's going on? Very simple. Like, so I don't know. I will not say that all the incidents after vaccination are due to vaccines. But the numbers don't vaccine for me because when they don't take up the because in the check room, every time I see it, initially I was telling people make an informed choice. I'm not against. But when the government actually start to deny claims or even the doctors themselves refuse to sign off that there is potential vaccine injuries, right? Then there is a right to tell people that be cautious. Right? And I don't know, if you're not in Singapore, you're not aware that there's another group that monitors and societies. And the scientists, I don't know. It's quite high for small observers, less than 1,000 people. Every day, 100 scientists, 50 to 100 scientists. He has never, we know this, I was the first to notice this. Because last time we tried, I didn't see any evidence. But now there's every day I see evidence. Some,
What the fuck? Oh, ambulance means COVID vaccine shit.
just 8 or 9 evidence a day while I was driving on the road. What does it mean? Then we come back, we look at the data, then the government were telling us, hospitalization due to COVID-19 is actually 1,000 plus stabilized. So, I was asking myself, then where does this ambulance book cater to?
Go and follow
I think it could be other disease or interventions. No, not interventions, sorry, like accidents.
Yeah.
Could be stroke.
Yes.
If you look at the statistics, every Chinese New Year, our stroke and heart attack rates go quite high. Whether it's school, diet, or anything.
No,
I've-
your mother can't show you. Okay, SG stroke registry and report. Okay, look. Number of strokes 2018 to 2021, 60 years and above, right? January, February, when does it take off? When does the increase come? Increase in boom, Feb, increase in boom, Feb, March, and then it peaks off in April. Sorry, it dwindles down from April. So when is Chinese New Year? Everybody out there gambling, everybody out there eating, everybody out there gambling, everybody out there smashing, everybody out there eating all the nonsense. Obviously, you're gonna have high stroke incidence rate. No.
The highest death rate,
NIH agency also.
the highest death rate, I'm talking about death rate. The highest death rate
And then now he pivots to death rate.
is actually in December.
But later you see how he changes again.
You talk about death rate or ambulance.
Ambulance I don't know. Okay? Ambulance I don't know. I have not seen the data yet.
Why not suddenly
Right?
different?
But it has come to the point that they actually admitted the ambulance quite increased by 20 to 30%.
I thought he said he don't know about ambulance, and now he gave me the statistic 30%. So you know, don't know.
From
Is
the
that because of specifically because of COVID or vaccine related or?
Well, if they are telling us that, if the data shows us that hospitalization for COVID is actually quite stable now, 1,003, 1,006, where is storage? Where's the access? Where does the access come from?
Not from COVID lah. Fuck.
It's hard to make that claim, right? Because it's
Yeah,
not.
it's hard to make a claim. I'm not making a claim. I'm making an observation.
Next.
I'm actually making an observation. Right? It is a strange thing that we cannot explain. But it's an observation that we need
We can
on the
explain.
roads. Actually, I don't drive often. One day, left
You want, you just go and search causes of death, top 10 in Singapore. It's mostly unchanged lah.
in the home. Right? I don't drive often nowadays because the quarterly data. Right? So we have to explain certain things like access there.
But you mentioned that, you know, now with the new variant and also post-vaccine or whatever, whatever the cause may be, like the infections have been increasing, but the death and the cases of ICU have been decreasing, right? The severe symptoms and the death rate have been decreasing from COVID for the new variants. So
So the new, we hopefully will see the trend continue. If the new variants comes in,
the increase of death rate that's happening now shouldn't be ascribed to the COVID itself, because if you agree that the death rate has been falling from COVID cases because of the new variants, it becomes less
then
harmful.
from where?
Then it could be something else because this is not very controlled for. There's no description
Right.
of cause of death.
But if you have noticed recently, there's a lot of reports of sudden death. Right? Such a high intensity. There are sudden death in the past. No doubt about it. Once in a while we will see people having heart attack. Sudden death most probably is. I'm not drawing any conclusion. It's an observation that is of concern. Right? Of course, people are drawing when the booster comes in and how the death comes in. Even in US, there are people who collected data because of insurance company. They're finding the access there is 49% more for the past year. They are concerned because they have vested interest, because they're paying the insurance for sudden death. Right? That is why the fund, the investor, the famous fund manager, what's his name again? He was predicting the 4 price statistics. Right? Each year, what's the death numbers? Then we calculate them, we get money. That's how all insurance work. Right? But suddenly they find that they're losing a lot of money because of the sudden spike in death. So they're finding a reason. Well, we have to wait. And we have to wait what the findings in the US. You know? But for me, is if I have an alternative and I have doubts on the vaccination, not only the efficacy, but now the safety, especially when the Pfizer documents came out, right? I would actually have a paradigm shift to see how can I improve certain aspect of the immune system of the population so that they will get infected. We will get infected, but we have less symptoms. We have less concern, we have less hospitalization. Instead of every day talking about vaccine, I think that's crazy. Right? You're not thinking,
That's funny though, because who's talking about vaccine every day? You what? You see your Facebook page?
in a holistic perspective. And there are still people dying. So where does it lead us to? Does it make sense to force young people with strong immunity who hardly have any death for vaccination? Our focus should be on people with pre-existing condition. Right? That we know, by now we should know that the infection are those with pre-existing condition. Diabetic especially.
From what I see in terms of why the government is trying to do this is for a few things. Like, one would be the relative risk. I would see it as if they are more concerned of the virus rather than the side effects of the vaccines. And the second one would be, for instance, the prioritization on kids and on the youth to get the vaccines is to ensure that there's no more super spread events. So, for example, yes, it doesn't. If you have to compare a 75-year-old versus someone like me who's in my 20s, obviously we have to prioritize the 75-year-old, or there's much more rational reason to give the vaccine to the 75-year-old than to me. But for me, I'm a living, contributing member of society. If I go to work, if I go into many places, I might get the vaccine. And in Singapore, there's a lot of houses which are, stayed in with multiple family members. So I could spread my father, I could spread my grandfather. So even though, yes, my elderly population may have been vaccinated, but if I'm not vaccinated and I get the vaccine, if I get the virus, I'm still very much liable to get very sick or extend my incubation period with the virus that may affect my parents or may affect my grandparents. And I think for the last point is mostly in sort of this kind of thinking of alternatives, right? I don't really see how, if let's say we don't use certain vaccines or certain masks and dates to force or encourage people to take care or be more cautious with their behavior. The other alternative to me is just lock everybody down, shut off everybody from leaving the house. Because how would you go about managing such a
Okay.
yeah.
What you're saying makes sense if and only if the vaccine works to stop transmission and infection.
It's not the point of
Actually,
vaccine.
no, wait. You're talking about you do not want to bring the virus back to your house and infect your own older people, members of your family.
Yeah.
But the vaccine cannot fulfill that.
True, but it reduces your incubation period with the virus. So for instance, if I'm
yes and no,
symptomatic,
yes and
right, with the COVID virus and I'm coughing and sneezing everywhere, the vaccine helps me become more non-symptomatic, so you could see it doesn't spread as much.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Okay, this is my personal experience. It might not be indicative, but from a small samples that I had, okay, I had people who are vaccinated, boosted, and unvaxxed who have infection. Right? Some are unvaxxed because of their pre-existing conditions. Right? They do have bad cough, sore throat. Right? But they normally recovers after 6 or 7 days. Right? There are certain unvaxxed people, if they apply the early treatment, all these are applied early treatment, so there's no differential. Right? 1 day of cough, and that's it. But they will only test a negative on the 4th day. Right? Some of the vaxxed and boosted also can recover, right, on the 4th day if they take the early treatment. But for those who didn't take the early treatment, what happened was they will test negative on the 6th day, right? But they continue to cough. It is strange. So it is to what I see is it all depends on your endowment, the body endowment of the immune system. If your immune system is good, regardless of whether you're vaccinated or not, you'll be hardly be affected by Omicron. And now stands the Delta is more serious, right? The Delta is more serious. Omicron and now stands. So whether vaccine actually reduce your incubation period, right? We no data to establish that yet. Of course, there are certain initial findings and all that, but that is in conclusion. In conclusion, as I said, random control trial is very hard to come by, right? Because a lot of factors affect whether you take treatment, what type of treatment you take, early intervention, and all that, right? But I have to say that whether you are vaccinated or not, early treatment actually helps.
vaccine and whether it works, whether it doesn't, blah, blah, blah. I think also people want to know, like, how is it like living with all these restrictions?
It's true. Okay. First of all, I'm a simple man. I hardly shop. Even before the COVID, going to shopping mall is only for dining mostly. I don't do window shopping. So, of course, my daughter and my wife will be affected more. But inconvenience, I think, is against obedience. Are sure due to the vaccine. No. Even I don't believe that. I never see that. Some of them I don't even know what infringement of a human rights. What is the human rights? The right to live. The right to earn a living, decent living.
Yeah, but the right to live doesn't include being a bioterrorist to everyone around you. So
You're infringing people's human rights. Like concern of public concern, public health concern. I have this judgment, and not only I have this concern, I also have a perspective of how to deal with the pandemic. As I told you, I will not force everybody to take vaccine, but I will strongly encourage people to take care of their body immune system. On the vaccine, while have least